Welcome back. I'm Grandpa. We're playing Valheim. Let's get started. Last time we did our first potions, got the minor stamina, tasty mead, and healing. We could use some more healing potions, and thinking about it, I think I messed up. We should have started a poison resistance potion before the fight, so we were ready to go in to the swamp. Now we're going to have to wait for this to get done. So let's make up a poison resistance mead, drop it in the fermenter, and get that going. We need 10 honey, 5 thistle, 1 neck, and 10 coal. 1 neck. 5 thistle? I hope I'm remembering right. I always forget. It's just crazy. 10 honey we've got, and I think we only got 7 coal. Alright, we're gonna need a couple more pieces of coal, and I don't think we have any. So we'll have to get that going. Oh, we do. Let's grab these 3. We should probably get some coal in process anyway. Now that I think about it, let's just do that. Okay, now I got an extra one. That's the way it goes. Let's get this one started. And let's look at maybe another minor healing. 5, 10, and 1. 10, 5, 1, and we're running low on honey. Here we go, minor healing. So next time around, we'll have that ready to go. And with that, let's go adventure. Curious what we see on the rest of the way around our continent. Hopefully, it's not terribly far around. We need lots of raspberries still. Sorry about that, I had to stop and cough again. Make sure we're all repaired up. And I think, yep, we can get started. As soon as we get far enough to turn, if we turn now, the back end is going to hit that. Because it seems to turn the back more than the front. There we go. Let's head around that sandbar. Which looks like that sandbar stretches all the way out to this big rock. Zoom out so we can see what's ahead of us. And didn't see that log until it was too late. And here we go. got another landmass over there. It looks pretty substantial. Not that far away. I think typically there's always land fairly close. At least fairly close to the center. Now we're going to see some parts we haven't explored yet. We're going to probably round this curve right here, and hopefully it's right back to there. Just about to lose the wind. Practically pushes this crave onto its side. I have tipped one of these over before, and there's no way to upright it. And I wish I had a recording of that, because, and I doubt that anyone will ever believe me, but I was going to drown at sea, except I got attacked by a sea serpent, and as I tried to swim away from him, he attacked me, and every time he attacked me, he knocked me forward, and he pushed me to shore. Unbelievable. And I don't blame you if you don't believe me. That's why I wish I had the recording. But that was another fun adventure. Got some abandoned structures over there. That'd be interesting to see. And of course, it's nighttime. And the second thing is, as usual, I left in a hurry. And I didn't bring a portal. So, we can park it for the night and try to make a shelter, or we can just sail through the night. And I'm of the mind to sail through the night, especially if it doesn't rain on us. Looks like we're going to have a pretty easy time getting back. We're starting to close onto parts of the map we've seen before. Watch for rocks, especially as it gets dark. Well, there's a lot of world there yet before we feel like we're going to make it. Kind of want to check out this cove. But looks a little rocky. Oh, no, that's not the same one. Oh, too far. Get me back on track. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, it's just a little cove. Officially nighttime. The fog is not going to be helpful at all when it comes to spotting rocks. There's another shipwreck. Keep that food going. can't see anything. But it looks like there's land up ahead. Now, as long as we've got the wind behind us and we're not doing a bunch of maneuvering, and there it is. We can typically outrun a sea serpent. I feel like there's land up ahead. I can't tell. Yep, there it is. All right. Now we're headed into the rocks. Let's get out there. There we go. Too far. Not a good sailor. I wonder if we can navigate all the way around that island. Looks like there's the light gleaming off some rocks. Can't tell for sure. Oh, how do we end up going that way? Gonna get into the shallows there. This is dangerous in the dark. Oh, it's going to get real shallow. Right up ahead, you see that sandbar? We may bottom out on that. Well, it rose. A good time for us. Well, that's nice. The waves lift. Well, there's a rock. The waves lifted us up. God, I can't see. Come on, morning. Something right there in the water, I think. Yeah, shallow or a rock. Getting close to our destination. Doesn't look like it. Looks like we took a turn. in the other direction. We're going to keep sailing slow because we can't see where we're going. And this looks like a dead end. Or a sharp turn, I can't tell. I see those trees up ahead. And I'm not seeing a way in, a way through. Maybe a river there. Looks like we're in the meadow still. Maybe headed for the Black Forest. But I think we're far enough away from the start that we could run into other biomes. This is going to be narrow, and they say narrow water runs deep, but I don't know. Looks like a rock right there. Nope, 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 too far. Too far again. Hope we don't run into a troll, but other than that, I think this place is kind of cool. Yeah, big guy. I hope you don't catch us. We don't need your kind of trouble. I like to come back and explore this place at some point. It looks interesting. Lots of rocks. Let's see if we can cut through there. Lost our rested buff. This river could just run out at any time, but that looks like ocean to our right. And daytime. Thank goodness. Now, where are we? Still a long way from where we want to be. And I guess we should eat. Okay, little soup. And there goes the wind. Just when I was going to let the sail down. Well, a lot more land here than I thought our little island had. But what we haven't seen is our next biome, which I'm hoping we'll discover while we're sailing. Otherwise, we're going to have to sail around and find it. Kind of what we're doing now, anyway. Get us around the corner. We're heading into more narrows because I see land dead ahead and water to port. We're in the meadows. And of course we're turning into the wind, so it's not going to speed us up any until that wind shifts around on us. Looks like there's a little black forest there. And some more land to starboard side. Another shipwreck? Just a couple of logs. This looks like a good place to find some hidden rocks. Hopefully we avoid them. Let's go between these two right here. Trollfish could jump in the boat. That wouldn't bother me at all. I think we got a cooking upgrade coming up in the next biome. Well, at least we're headed in the right direction now. Didn't see that rock. That was a near miss. Say there's some black forest over there, judging by that tree. A couple of dray dwarfs came out to say hi. Tower. Is that a... That is a troll. Is he carrying a log? I don't think he is. We don't have a portal. If we die, that's a long run. Sorry. I'd love to get him, but not this time. Should have brought that portal. I was not thinking. Now we gotta sail the whole way. If we had the wind behind us, we could speed this up. See a big oak tree up ahead, and we're going to have to go around. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a mountain. And that is part of the land we're on. So that's another No, that might just be clouds. I can't tell. Let's see if you follow these clouds. It could be a mountainous area. Could be clouds. And we're turning into the wind. Oh, come on, wind, shift for us. Yeah, well, trees are blocking the view of whether that was a mountain or not. We may be sailing for another night because we're going the wrong direction now. Well, at least we brought plenty of food. There's the wind. A course adjustment to get around this point. Getting a little too close to the shallows here. And we lost the wind with that course adjustment, but we're going to turn into it here in just a minute. There we go. Right on the edge of it. But we've got full sail for now. That is mountain. So we can run to the mountain area. We may need more than one mountain area. I'm playing another game that I'm not streaming. And I think I've pretty much completed all the mountain area that's available to me. And I'm going to have to sail. That is a little different tower structure than I've ever seen before. Kind of like that. I'd like to check that out at some point. Okay, turned into the bank too much here. Let's get back on course. It's nice to stay close to the bank so that it maps out for us. Otherwise we just have water on both sides. It's hard to tell which. It's nice to have the map show you which biome is which. So when you map it, you can run your cursor over the map later and run across that shoreline area and it'll tell you the biome that is that shoreline. At a troll cave. Oh, pardon me, big yawn. Plains. Alright, we're going to pull out a little further away from the plains. We're not there yet. That's still Black Forest. But you don't want to be too close to the shoreline on the plains, because there are some flying creatures that will come out and say hi, and they're not fun. There's one of the residents of the plains, that not abandoned structure, but those residents will take over those abandoned structures and turn it into their own. We have to complete 2 biomes before we're ready for the plains. But now we have 4 biomes, 5 biomes, that's all available to us on our initial continent. Let's call it a continent. It's a little too big for an island. We're too close to the shore. That flying creature can knock our health down to nothing in one hit. So we just don't want to see one of them. How did I get turned the wrong way? And we're going to lose the wind, so let's just pull out here a little bit. And this is what I was hoping wouldn't happen. Let's hope there's a gap in between the land that's straight ahead and the land of port. Okay. There's a sandbar. Let's go around that sandbar. It's odd that we have a sandbar this far out. And the waves are pushing us closer to it. This is going to be fun to navigate through. Alright, let's get serious here for a minute. I don't want to get stuck in the plains, because it's not a friendly place. Not for us, not now. Oh dear. Alright, let's hope we can get through there. This could be bad. Luckily that's meadows over there. That's plains in the middle, so one of those flying creatures could be there. That boar wouldn't be there if one of the flying creatures was around, though. It'd be born remains. Alright. I think we're in the clear. As long as we don't bottom out too many more times. Boy, we're going completely the wrong direction now. Let's go straight, check the map for a minute. No, we're not. We're going right the direction we want. There's another one of those encampments by the plains residents, which we'll get into much later. Anytime you go sailing, you're going to run into these kind of spoiler events. Okay, and there's our next biome, dead ahead. So we're probably going to have to sail around that landmass to starboard side. We could try to sail through the swamp, but that is just very... I don't see a big gap there. We're just going to sail around it. And then we're going to come right back. Once we get to base and get set up, we're going to come right back here to this swamp area. In fact, I don't want to lose it, so let's just mark it. Where'd my cursor? And turn. Woo! That was a sharp right. Hard to starboard, matey. Just as I said that, I turned to port side, but you know. I know nothing about sailing. The only thing I know is when all the wine is gone, the port is left. And that's the only way I know starboard from port. And what is something and aft? Forward and aft? Can't remember. Gonna get dark on us. We're headed in the right direction. Actually, we want to come over here. Look! Look! The fender! Oh, wow. We're going to have to sail back there really soon. One, we've got all that treasure, that, you know, the amber, the rubies, the pearls, all of that. We need to turn that into coin. Takes up less room. We can stack coin up to 1,000 per stack, 999. And, you know, the amber, we only get 20 in a stack. So it's a lot better just to convert it to coin. Now there are 3 different vendors in the game. I can't remember, we lost Lives in the Wind. There we go, came back. Oh, what? We made a... look at that. I think if we turn hard to the starboard, that will have a quicker time getting home. Let's head due west and see if we can find another sea monster. Which we probably will, and it'll probably start storming. We're on the ocean now, it's nighttime, the only thing we lack is a storm. We certainly can't see where we're going, because the light is not in our favor. I think we're approaching shore. I'm going to turn a little bit. We're still on the ocean. There's land. Yep, that's land. Could be a bigger mistake. far? Too far, I think. I want to get close to land, see about parking for the night. I believe we're headed for the meadows, which we should be able to survive without dying. What is that? That's a village? That could be bad, or it could be good. That's bad. We don't want to be here. Yep, this is not where we want to be. Can't see. And those arrows, oh my god, we don't want to be here. This is not good. So, what we're running from, what we just saw, are creatures out of the next biome that we're headed to. We just don't want to run into a bunch of them at night when we can't see. We must be close to the gray forest. Alright, we got a brute. And I'm sure we're not carrying any rocks with us. We left our boat behind. It'll probably get destroyed. So we turned this into a real adventure. Alright. Let's make the best of the situation. We don't have 5 stone. We got 4, we only need 1. We've got some resin and some wood, so give me a torch. And go back to our weapons, go back to our inventory. Put away that, get that out, find a rock. There's a rock. Now we got 5. Could eat another bite. Okay, I'll eat. I don't want to lose the boat. That really bugs me. But I don't think I can take that area at night. So, those are Drugar. We're going to go see them in the morning. That'll help keep away some creatures. Just make one of those temporary structures like we started, like we did at the very beginning. Haven't used one of those in ages, but it still works. We will need more wood because I know we're nowhere near enough. Hopefully this noise doesn't get the Drugar's attention to come over here. Alright, we need more wood. I kind of like having the torch available. Hey, look at that. Fallen log. That's nice. We can cut down trees. I just don't want to make that much noise. I don't have to. I don't know which one makes more. And my big fear is... Alright. Got that brute coming up on us. It's switched to our shield. And let's make him come up on us. Come on. Bad timing. Bad timing. There we go. Alright. I assume the Black Forest is relatively close, is why we're seeing those guys. Rewatching one of those videos, I noticed I used a 45 instead of a 26. It looked kind of funny. Almost there. How much wood we have? 5. We need 3 more. Need a scrub tree. So the Drugar, as you'll see in the morning, there's 2 kinds of Drugar. One's archer, one's melee. I'm not too worried about the melee ones, though they can take us out pretty quick. Got another brute behind us. Take care of him, and it's almost morning. Alright. So before we had fought the Elder, we would take out that brute to get these ancient seeds. We don't need those now. Alright, we need to eat soup. No, we need to eat deer meat. Now let's put up a potion. Not going to bother with tasty. I think I've made my views on that clear. I don't see the boat mast, which means it's gone. Now, if it's in shallow enough water, we can retrieve the parts. So, anyway, melee and arch. Oh, there's the mast. So we still have it. That's good. So, I'm not sure what all this stuff for me. Can't pick it up. No, we don't need rock again. We don't really need coal, and we don't need dandelions. They're easy to replace. But this is a Drugar village, and I knew that when I saw a green glow from inside. So that archer right over there, that's our biggest concern. She can take us down pretty quickly. Where'd she go? Right there. Missed her. We can't trade arrow shots with her. She's better than we are. Ouch. $79. She's half. There we go. That was my biggest concern. Now, depending on how many more there are out here. But you can see those green glows, that's the spawners. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Man, this is a huge. We've got an archer up there. This is a huge Drugar village. Let's push this out to sea. Come on, get off the narrows. Got 3 of them on us. Let's get moving here. I can't run? What's going on? There we go. I want to get away from the archers. I can take down, as long as I get the parry, which is pretty easy to do. We're just barely ready for these guys. And we have a new resource from them. Kind of gross, but it's entrails. A slimy length of something's insides. And there's our first Drugar trophy. We don't really need puke berries. We've never talked about puke berries, have we? Anyway, if you don't like what you ate, eat a puke berry and throw it all up. Alright, let's try this again. We want this out to sea so we can get in and sail away. Hurry up before we start losing health. Alright, go. Now, I want to mark that on the map because that is a real point of interest. One, the entrails. We'll get a recipe for that if we haven't already. Is there any other thing? I don't think there's any other reason why we would want to take on that Drugar village. There's that archer. She is deadly. Well, that was exciting. Next time we decide to make camp at night, let's not do that place. Never got our rested bonus, which is the whole reason we camped. And from the Drugar village, we go to more plains. It's exciting times. And all of this is in a couple days run of our home base. Let's pull away from this a little bit. What is that pink? Not familiar with that. Is that the Black Forest and a dwarf spawner? In which case I think we can stay closer to shore. Pine trees, yeah, that is not the plains. The only trees in the plains are the birch trees. So, we've seen the swamp, we've seen the plains, we've seen the mountains. Those are our next three biomes, not necessarily in that order. The plains will be after the mountains. Alright, here's some more swamp, and we're not home yet. So that's going to be closer, a lot closer than that swamp. Another gray dwarf spawner up there, that pink, smoky looking thing. That is not much of a swamp, if that's all the bigger it is. It is not going to meet our needs. Boy, I'm tempted to go through there instead of around. But that could be a real mistake. Let's see how big this one is. Excuse me. I'm gonna venture a little closer. I'm tempted to cut through there. Looks like we could make it. There's a bunch of skellies. We'll see quite a... Okay. Those green blobs are called slime, green slime, green blobs. There's some more Drugar in there. But those are one of the things that'll poison us. This swamp is so spread out. I don't know if it's going to meet our needs. But it's big. It's just thin. Usually you can't sail through a swamp like this. This would be a tough swamp to navigate. Maybe there's some solid land in there. Or over there. But there's not much there. Pick up the pace. I want to get home. I'm tired of paying for my mistake of no portal. Now, if I remember right, that black forest is the forest that we just left. That's close to the house. Because we could see the swamp area from where we were. That looks about right there. Yeah, there's the elder. And we want to get back to... Yeah, we're really dragging this out. I'm sorry. Now there's where we fought the elder. Very recognizable, especially with that extra bank that we added. And there's our bear. It's back already. And there's the rocks that we don't want to mess with. Gotta dodge those. Right there. That looks good. No, it doesn't. Too many rocks. No. That looks good. Got that one little sandbar right up there. You can see it when the waves drop. Gonna lose the wind if we turn towards shore much more. We'll try to dock right in here. I think we're almost there. More trollfish. Looks like we'll probably head to the swamp from the elders. Portal. That's not what I wanted. We got the wind, let's use it. Just want to turn towards that point. There we go. That ought to do it. Right before that point, we're going to pull in. Good timing. We'll just park it as soon as we see a good place for that. Slow down a little bit. Want a nice sandbar so I can tear the boat down eventually. Past that rock and that little bitty right here. If we hit that just right, come on, waves, pick up. Pretty shallow, so that's about right. Alright, how far from home are we? Well, we're right there. So, when did we take off our clothes? I think that was when we upgraded. And we never put them back on. All important single mushroom, yes. What do we want to get rid of? Ancient seed. We don't need any of those anymore. Weight-wise, we've got plenty of capacity. Let's just swap that out with the resin. And head for home. Before we do, keep hitting the Q instead of the W. Let's drop a crafting table. I want to take the Drugar village out, just because I want the challenge of defeating it. And that's really unnecessary. Let's see if we can get the boat a little more into shore. Get the water to lift us up. If I can get much closer. I think that's about it right there. All right, we'll come back in the morning. Home sweet home, finally. A long day of traveling. Alright, let's sleep real quick. I'm wet. Let's sleep real quick, run back and get the rest of our stuff out the boat. And then we're gonna call it. That was much longer than I expected. Most things are. Up to day 81 and we haven't made it to the swamp. Okay. There it is. I suppose we might as well. Not there. That's facing the wrong way. And we don't have the capacity to turn it. So when we do, we're going to turn it. But not right now. Crops are ready, but there's just no reason to unload yet. Nothing there. Yes, there is. Some scraps. A mushroom. Boar meat. And did that trigger our recipe? It didn't. We've got to upgrade the cauldron before we can get that recipe. We have any cauldron upgrades yet? No. So, we're not going to get those new recipes quite yet. Where are they? There they are, trophies. I think our poison resistance meat is ready. And we've got enough things to carry. And I don't like the tasting meat. Let's just store it for now. We're only going down to the boat, which was this direction. Ooh, don't like jumping up. Let's go this way. And we should eat, shouldn't we? No neck meat. Okay. Wait, we left something in here. It would have been there when we were done. But I would rather... Looks like we got everything. Let's mark this as the dock for this side of the world. So the question would be is, it doesn't look like we can sail through there. We know we can sail through there, but I'd like a quick access to this part of the world. There's the Drugar village. And there's the swamp. There's where we fought the Elder. So yeah, we'll use the Elder portal and explore this. Maybe with a raft. I wish I'd have marked where we saw those mountains. But we've got all this area over here. We've got a pretty good sized continent. Don't think we're heading back to that ship anytime. I know where we're headed next. Okay, let's see. Probably carry the boat through the portal down here to the Elder. Come over here and find the merchant. I don't remember for sure. There's 2 merchants, and I think this is the least popular, for me anyway. Each of them have different things. which once we get there I'll be glad to show you, but I'm going to wait till we're there. Do we need stairs on this side? Kind of feel like we do. What we need is to put some trim wood on this and dress it up a little bit, because that's kind of boring, and it was a just the slightest difference, but it's enough of a difference to me. Six. Get it flat. There we go. Not yet. Let's do this side. Let's do the 26x. Right there. Now, the 26 beam only comes in one length, so we're going to double it up. But just makes a little nicer looking roof line. Can't get it to stick there. Not that much difference, but I missed. Where did it go? Huh. I've got a post somewhere where I don't want it. Just gives it a little more polished finish look. Same as if we do this. Doesn't want to snap where I want to snap it. And we need more wood, which we have. Can't pick that up yet. I know, I said I was going to quit, right? Really, such a subtle difference. But I think it makes it look a little bit better. And if you want really good building ideas, I'm not the guy. There are some great designs online. I doubt that I'm telling you anything new. If you found this, you already know how to access good Valheim content. Much better Valheim content on YouTube. I cannot say that my content is that good. Not when I watch the professionals do it. I'm impressed by them. What are we carrying? Oh, the boat. Let's store the boat. I believe we were keeping it here. And I think that's 20 or 10. Let's make sure we got that right. 20. Alright. What else have we got? A couple of eyes. Got some copper. It's over here. Got some tin if we need to turn that into bronze. Let's run out and get the rest of that. Got some. Oh. Let's just feed these guys. One, two, three, four, 5. So there's a, like, by feeding all 5 of them, we're going to get a lot more babies. But we're going to go through a lot more food. It's such a toss-up. On the other hand, we got plenty of carrots if we want to just harvest carrots and feed them carrots all day. That's probably what we should do. I think we went through a few arrows. We could use some more. That won't be enough resin. But we know where to get more resin. Killing it a second time stops it. I'm trying to rush it. Okay, that's enough. Let's go through the 14 first, then we'll fall back to the 100. And we didn't come close to using that 50. Or that 50. Or those 50. Did we get the... There it is, the Abyssal Harpoon. That's the one that we want. And a couple biomes from now. That'll come in real handy. So we will look for another. Well, we did a lot of exploration on the boat, which was a really good day. We got that minor healing going. We found a vendor. We have a good feel for the extent of our continent. And I think next go around, I want to do a quick trip to find the vendor. In which case, we want to clear out our inventory. Jeez, I can't keep the right boat. We're going to want to take enough stuff for... Where's our... We have that. Got a lot of stuff there we don't really need. Let's trade that for a torch. We're not going to need it, but we'll try to get rid of one of these torches somewhere. But what we do need is a new portal. And I don't know if we have the fine wood. that it's going to take for that. Not there. No, we don't have any extra fine. Alright, let's put the boat back. And next time around, we're going to go get the fine wood we need for the portal. Wait a minute. This goes with the portal. There's something missing from the boat. 30, 20, 20. The nails. Yeah, that's be a big part of the weight. I just don't want to carry these torches around. We don't need them. If we need a torch, we'll make it when we need it. Got our potions. We could use some more of those. Once we hit the swamp, we're going to want to make sure we're not carrying all our potions in case we die, because we'll want one to get back to our corpse. So let's leave half. We can leave half our stamina. We need more of those, which we have cooking. I brought the copper in. Tomorrow we go get fine wood and go explore for the vendor. Thanks everybody, I'm Grandpa. We're playing Valheim.